Worth locking, worth opening. Looks like a trap there. Best avoid that trap.
What now?
My faith will guide me.
No one back home will ever believe this.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes. Looks like a trap there.
Stop me yet.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Not everyone subscribes to what is mine is yours, it seems.
Welcome back, You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day? Of course, my child. Within limits. Behold my wares.
There she stands, just as Elminster promised. Mystra, goddess of the weave, mother of all magic.
The old man wasn't lying. She's opened the summoning channel. Can't you feel it?
Gale's right. The very air around the statue crackles with magic. It sets your teeth on edge.
A stream of pure, undiluted weave. I only have to reach out, and it will carry me to Mystra, wherever she may be.
Go on then, Gale. We'll be here waiting for you when you're finished.
Time was, I'd have given my right arm for a chance to speak with Mystra again. The left one, too. Maybe a knee. Am I? You're right. I am a strong, capable wizard. And this is no more than a casual reunion with an ex-lover. My omnipotent, omniscient ex-lover. I always wonder what being nervous would feel like. I hate it. You're kind to say so, but this is hardly my first time in Mystra's presence. It's more the matter of what I'm going to say to her. During my time locked away in Waterdeep, I prepared a quite comprehensive speech for her on the subject of our former relationship and the manner in which it ended. Alas, recent events have rendered the majority of it moot, so I'm going to have to improvise. Unless you have any words of wisdom to impart before I go. The summoning channel Mystra has provided is one only I can enter. No matter how much I prefer not to face her alone. You'd make a fine three-dragon anti-player, you know? I think it's best I keep a cool head going into this. Approach it like a particularly high-risk round of three-dragon ante. I'll let Mystra show her flight, and then I can see how strong a chance we stand of winning the gambit. I'll only be gone for a matter of moments. The Outer Planes experience time quite differently to our own. Wait for me. Please.
Gale of Waterdeep. You look well.
As do you. But I assume we're not here solely to exchange compliments. So why am I here?
You discovered what lies at the heart of the Absolute, the crown of Karsus. And you disobeyed my instruction. Why?
Because you had no right to ask that of me. You cast me out. Remember?
You were my lover, my chosen. Yet still you know so little of me. The past cannot be undone with self-pity, nor can a future be forged. Only with the truth will you see the way ahead. The fragment of magic you tried to return to me was not of my creation. It was the Karsite Weave. It is a corrupted, half-born magic, wrought in the brief moment Karsus ascended to godhood. It hungers for power, just as he did, and it can never be sated. You unleashed something that would consume all magic in existence, and yet you thought only of preserving yourself.
So that's what you're scared of. With the crown of Karsus reforged, I could take control of the Karsite Weave.
You can no more control the Karsite Weave than a weather vane could control a storm. That it entered your body and consumed no more than your powers was a miracle. But we will not be granted another. The only reason the orb sleeps is because I have allowed it to feed on the true weave. A temporary measure, but one that will not be enough to save us. With each day that passes, the Elder Brain threatens to become a new kind of god. Its worshippers, a scourge of soulless illithids. If you will not use the orb to end this abomination, then you must find a way to separate crown and host. When you've done this, you must surrender the crown of Karsus to me.
A great ask indeed. You've given me much to think on, as you always did.
So be it. Follow the needle of your own wisdom. We shall see how truly it leads you.
On mortal soil once more. I can't believe I saw her. After all this time. And what you felt was but the slightest drop, drawn from the rushing torrent that is the weave. I confess, without my former prowess, even I struggle to stand her presence. The effects on the mortal body of such unfettered magical exposure cannot be overestimated. She held back in order to protect us, to make sure I heard her. The Karsite Weave, within me this whole time. I knew the orb was no ordinary ball of magic before it to be Karsus's malignant creation. Gods! How did I not see that? But I should have known. What right had I to go about declaring myself an archmage when I was as foolish as a common apprentice in setting such an entity loose? At least now I'm armed with the truth. And Mystra's expectations. Sounds like the door to redemption is open at last. All I have to do is walk through it, carrying the crown of Karsus. Perhaps. I see few other options open to me. If I ever want to reclaim those parts of myself the orb snatched away. If I ever want to be me again. I'll have to disagree with you there. Having not one, but two parasitic entities within your body does very little for one's faith in one's personality. Still, I should take the compliment with the same generosity it was given, so... thank you. If I could promise you one thing in return for your faith in me, it's this. I will use everything in my power to ensure we defeat this evil. I will not let you down.
Comes to magical protection, I'd really spare no expense. Once their coffers run empty,
Warning. The property of the individual known as Old Garlow has been deemed unsafe for habitation under City Bylaw 42A. Do not enter.
Don't go peeking in the window of that house on the corner. You might get an arrow to the face.
Noise is coming out the old bright place.
Louder than foxes and awful.
If you need help, sire, just speak to the clerks.
Mate, he was nervous.
the big bald fellow he was escorting.
With a half-elf, yeah. New client, maybe? Either way, Glitterbeard was fit to fill his trousers.
Welcome to the counting house. I'm head clerk Mead, honey. How may the Fellowship of Financiers serve you?
You seem a little nervous, Sir Meat Honey. Had some difficult customers today? One in particular calling himself the Stone Lord, perhaps.
The who? The what? All right, fine. The head banker may have just taken a customer by that name down to the vaults. Rather large, rather heavily armed, which is against regulations. But I'm sure the head banker knows what he is doing.
I assure you, he does not. You are right to be nervous. But let us pass, and all will be well.
Well, who is this Stone Lord to you? That would be most unusual. But then, so is our visitor.
That he is. But don't worry. We can handle him.
Very well. Show the guards this temporary vault pass, and should my superior ask, keep my name out of it.
Account holders only from here. Vault pass? Right. Descend and know. Upon entering the vaults, you forego the protection of city and church law alike. Which is to say, keep to your own vault and you'll be fine.
Mark the notice in the barracks, by the way. The anti-magic ones, it is banjacks.
Yeah, I heard. Word is the Gondian Guild has down tools and gone walkabouts.
What's next, I wonder?
Striking up, bet. Lazy gits.
Oh, calm and quiet. That's the way. Look, how tempting.
Mate, he was nervous.
What for? The big dumb fella who was escorting?
With a half-elf, yeah. New client, maybe? Either way, Glitterbeard was fit to fill his trousers.
Well, he's going down to special deposit.
Maybe I will, or maybe I won't.
What's wrong with you now?
Shoulder. Glitterbeard keeps shutting the entrance to the vault. Then he dropped the door on me.
No time to rest.
Will your shift be over soon? Mark the notice in the barracks, right? The anti-magic ones, it is banjacks. Ogres don't go into banks though, so you don't need to worry.
Some will go quietly out the front door.
And some will go out with a splash by the back door, right?
Mind your manners down here, sir. Titles don't mean much once you're in the vault.
Just need to see your vault pass, please. Looks in order.
A long way to go still. Mustn't let anyone see.
Can I? Maybe I will, or
might be
maybe
strong as a
I
bugbear.
won't.
Here. Glitterbeard was in a mood just...
Actually raid this place.
Nah,
A mood.
none of us have.
Mate, he was
What?
nervous.
Well,
It's never been wrong.
if it has, I I doubt we'll
Look at me.
get to stick around to tell about it.
That might be worth it.
Just as well as going down. Special.
Please refrain from entering until a staff member has opened the way for you.
With a flick of the wrist.
I'm ready. Well, what are you hiding? Best avoid that trap. My face protects me. A lock? How tempting.